We tell our young people how our country was carved out of the wilderness. No, it wasn't. Our nation was not carved out of the wilderness. Our nation was hammered and hoed and chopped and dug and sawed and clawed out of the wilderness by bare-handed men who asked nothing for nothing. America did not start out with an agricultural production that's the awe and envy of the world. It was seeded first by sod-busting farmers who fought Indians and ranchers and cold and heat and drought and bugs and flood and one another.
All right, guys, as promised, we're in Southwest Virginia today in a little community called Midway. And according to the landowner here, he said that place has a nickname called Rich Valley, and the next valley over is called Poor Valley, which is over toward Nicholsville and Hiltons, Virginia, which is on the other side of the mountain here. But regardless, we're in Midway, Virginia, and we're here for one reason: to harvest these really nice eastern red cedar trees. Or I hope they're going to be nice. I'll say that now. When you cut off these cedar trees, you never know if they're going to be hollow in the middle or be solid. So I'm hoping they're going to be solid. But what we're doing here today is they're in a fence row, and there's several of them. I'm going to be here more than one day to get these. I'll be lucky today to get 8 of them down and load on the trailer. We're going to use his tractor to load them up so I can take them home to the sawmill. I did not bring the wood miser with me. Now these cedar trees are in a fence line that he's wanting rid of. That's why we're cutting them. And he's going to make his cattle field bigger, I believe. His cattle run on the other side of the field here where these cedar trees are. And I guess it's just going to give him a lot more room to run. I think he's got 200 acres here. This is a huge farm, a fantastic place to work out here for the day. It's September the 28th and things are cooling off. It's supposed to be in the lower 70s today. So we should have an ideal day here for cutting down timber and finally getting some more logs on the ground. These things are really good. This is a really large cedar. It's about probably 20 inches here at breast height. And like I said in other videos, it's hard to find cedar trees this big. And there's several of them here. We're going to get a good trailer load today and take them home. Well, coming up behind me, I hear his tractor coming, so I better get to cutting here so we can get some logs loaded.
it's about as solid as a jug looks like.
I didn't feel nothing hollow when I saw
I
it.
don't see nothing. I mean, looks good.
It's holding on too. Now I get a lot of questions about anchor seal on this channel, or what I'm painting on the ends of it. Well, that's anchor seal right there. And it goes on white, but when it dries it's clear. You'll never know it's there unless you look really hard. You can see that sheen over top of it. It's kind of like a polyurethane, I think, kind of. But anyways, I get a lot of questions about that stuff, and if you're interested in it, it's well worth your while to buy it, because if you're into getting logs or sawmilling, or if you're a logger, just timber harvesting, or just do some urban projects, it's really a smart thing to do to paint those ends with that anchor seal, because it's really going to help the end checks from not occurring. Now I usually buy this stuff in a 5-gallon bucket because I go through it here at the mill, but if you got a gallon of it, it's going to last you a pretty good while as well, as long as you're not out here cutting down 100 trees a day. Anyways, I'll leave a link below if you guys are interested in this stuff, and I'll try to start doing that in the future. If I'm showing something on here I think you guys might want to purchase or interested in looking at further, I'll try to start leaving links below so you guys can check it out. So in closing here, I always use anchor seal. It doesn't take but a few minutes to put it on, but it's going to make your timber worth a whole lot more money and a lot less headaches also when you go to saw them up and waiting on them to dry, because the end checks will start fading away when you start using this stuff here. And one last thing here, this is not no paid endorsement from Anchor Seal. I have to buy my stuff just like you guys. It's just a good product and saved sawyers a lot of time here. And you know, people, there's something else here. I'll keep talking here, and this video is going to be 30 minutes. A lot of people talk about using latex paint or just any kind of paint like that on the end of this timber, and I've tried that before, and I've not had good results from it at all. I mean, this Anchor Seal here is by far the #1 thing to use. People use latex paint, and other people might have had success with it, but for me it didn't really turn out that well. I had a lot of end checking still, and it looked like I didn't even put anything on it. So the Anchor Seal is worth the investment, in my opinion. So what would you guys do with this cedar timber behind me? Would you slab it an 8/4, or would you cut it for lumber, just 1x and 3/4? I'm kind of torn between both areas. Some of them will make some really nice slabs, but a lot of them are kind of small and look like they should be made into 4x4s or some posts or something like that. So leave me a comment below on what you guys will do with them. I'm kind of looking for ideas on the best way to saw these up. I'm not sure if I want to do 8/4 slabs or just do some regular lumber with them. Well, if you're lucky like me, when you bring your timber home, your son will put the Anchor Seal on the end of them.